Welcome to not our latest project car. This is Moose's car. You've seen it maybe in one of our Celica videos. We've talked about him having an E36 M3 before. This is it. We're going to do some brake upgrades on it, but before we do that, we want to do a baseline on the racetrack to see if we make any improvements or not.
Yeah.
This is Moose, everybody. He drives an M3. Yes, we're doing brake upgrades, but everyone wants to know about the motor because it's an M car. What's going on here, Moose?
It's not just an M car, it's the Euro M car. So it's got the hand-built ITB 286 horsepower 3-liter, unlike the decontented North American
Right.
wussy little 240 horsepower motors.
Yeah. This is a real Euro spec E36
Yep.
that the previous owner imported from Japan,
That's
right?
correct, yeah. From Japan, they brought them over a lot, and they're available for import to Canada easily, so we brought one across.
And it's pretty stock, right? You haven't done much to it yet?
Yeah, it has some sway bars, and it has some Bilstein heavy-duty shocks, and that's pretty much it.
Okay.
And then I've added some wheels, some Borbets, actually some Hemmans, running a square setup, 245, 4017s all the way around.
Yeah, it looks like a Continental Extreme Contact, so it's a good summer tire.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, but a good daily summer tire.
Exactly.
And the brakes are stock.
Stock, yes.
So stock pads, stock fluid,
Stock
everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So, that's a quick tour. Let's go do some hot laps and see what we got to work with. There's no traction control to turn off. This is pure analog goodness right here, boys and girls. Let's go for a rip. Alright, well, let's just familiarize ourselves with this Euro Spec M3. See how she behaves as I throw it around a bit. Just want to get a good baseline, really, so as we make improvements that we get a sense of which way we're going. Pretty simple, right? Oh, the brakes are getting long now. Out of nowhere, the brakes got really long. Might be lucky to get one more lap out of this. Oh, overcooked that bad. What the fuck? Alright. That was unplanned. Does it not have ABS? I think maybe it doesn't have ABS. Whew, the brakes are really gone. That's not good. I went to the brakes and nothing happened. Sorry, Moose. Luckily it's got a stock suspension, so it just went off-road like nothing was even there. You didn't even feel any change in ride quality. Oh my god. The brakes are like on fire now. God, they smell terrible. She's got new brakes! Alright, this is JP from MSport. We're going to be running these rotors on Moose's E36 M3. JP, can you give us a little rundown on what these are about?
Absolutely. So MSport castings are sourced from foundries throughout the world. We pick only the best castings worldwide. From there, we take that product, we do the drilling, we do the slotting, all on 5-axis CNC machines. They're also at the same time dynamically balanced as well. So that rotor is as true as it can be. And it's got a proprietary zinc coating on it, again, to resist rust corrosion.
Looks like you also build brake lines here, JP?
We do. MSport offers DOT-approved stainless braided brake hoses. Brakequip is a company that was actually founded in Australia.
Okay.
It was brought into North America. We have purchased the machine, so it allows us to make the custom-made brake hoses.
Okay.
This is a revolutionary machine.
Really?
It does everything in one. On this side of the machine, we have our crimping process.
Okay.
That will actually manufacture the hose. Once that is done, you're going to ask yourself, well, how do I know that that's a hose that's going to be safe for me to use on the street?
Mm-hmm.
This side of the machine over here is the pressure testing side.
Okay.
This will test that hose to 3,000 PSI.
3,000 PSI.
That's the same range that most modern day ABS systems work at.
Okay.
So you know that this hose is going to be perfect for your vehicle. We're going to build a set of brake lines here for Moose today.
Yeah.
Moose has supplied us with his OEM lines.
Yeah.
And we're going to take these and we're going to use them to replicate. Now, if he didn't do that, we do have a proprietary website which is available to us, and we would literally go in there and print out the year, make, model spec sheet from the manufacturer. That actually gives us all of the information that we need in order to go ahead and build that. So here we have an example of the braided hose. So you'll notice that it's got a plastic coating on the outside,
Yeah.
and that'll actually help against abrasions. Obviously there's a lot of rocks and debris that can kick up off the road. There's a stainless steel inner core inside of there, and inside of that is actually going to be a Teflon core.
Really?
So that Teflon core does not flex and it does not move. Unlike rubber brake lines, which over a period of time will break down,
Right.
and of course will end up flexing on you. Now we pre-selected the fittings that we have because we knew what he was dealing with.
Okay.
So we have some fittings here
Yep.
that we're going to be using today. We've got our MM03s, which are going to be our female fittings. I'm sorry, those are going to be our male fittings.
Okay.
We're going to have some MF05s, which are going to be our female fittings. And we're also going to have a special BMW fitting. Again, that's a BMW OEM fitting.
You can get your brake lines in all variety of colors, but Moose went with the classic silver. He's just an old school kind of guy. And you are, I guess, going to cut the lines to the length you know you need now?
Exactly. So we're going to start out with this hose here first.
Okay.
We're going to put that down against our measuring tape, and we're going to take an overall measurement. So this one here measures out at 9.5 inches, and that's what we're going to build our new one with.
Okay.
So we're just going to get started here by pre-selecting some fittings, and we're going to go ahead and determine the length of the hose that we're going to need in order to make this happen. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mark it at 8 inches. And we're going to go ahead and cut that hose. These are special shears for cutting stainless braided line.
Wow, yeah, it does a nice
You
job.
won't be able to do that with
Yeah.
a regular pair of
No.
scissors. So the next step is going to be to use our skiving tool. And what our skiving tool is going to do is it's just going to cut our outer braid. And next question you're going to ask is, why do we need to cut the outer braid?
Yes, exactly. You read my mind.
Okay, so I'm going to show you here. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to cut away that piece. And then we're going to take one of these aluminum ferrules,
Okay.
and we're going to put those in. And these just literally twist on. Now, why do we use an aluminum ferrule? We actually use this to make up the difference between the braided hose
Yeah.
and the automotive grade fitting.
Okay.
If we were not using an automotive grade fitting and we were just using rubber hose, we wouldn't need this aluminum ferrule in there.
Okay.
This aluminum ferrule actually has some government stamped numbers on there. That government stamping basically means that once this hose is assembled, it'll also pass the whip test. Now we're going to go ahead and take our fittings and actually do our assembly process. So we're just going to get the fitting started, and we're going to press down. I like to use a twisting motion to get it to seat all the way. Once that's done, we switch over the other end, and we go ahead and press in our fitting. Okay, at this point in time, we've now got a line that's ready to go and be crimped. When we do our crimping process, we have a special die, and this will actually keep our fingers away from the die
yeah.
heads,
Yeah.
so we don't accidentally catch a finger
Yeah,
inside
that
of
would
there
be bad.
and hurt ourselves.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the fitting into the machine. You can see my hands are clear of the dies, and I'm going to reach up here and I'm going to turn on the machine. And there's our crimped fitting. You can see the numbers that are in the crimped dies. That's actually our DOT certification to let you know that this is now a DOT certified brake hose. And that is a completely finished line. We just replicated our OEM line.
Look at that. Nailed it, Moose.
Spank it.
Okay, now that we have our hose built, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pressure test it. I've removed the safety shield off of here just for demonstration purposes only, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to jig this up into the fixture. This is the pressure side that actually has the fluid in it. I'm going to flip this line around.
Oh, I see.
And hopefully I have enough room here.
Yeah.
We're going to reinstall our guard. And we're going to go ahead and change our machine fit settings. Now we're into test mode. So what we're going to do here is we're going to show you the actual process here of testing it. And you can also look at the gauge over here as well. And you can see that this is going to shoot up to about 3,500 PSI and it's going to stabilize around 3,000. It'll hold it for approximately 15 seconds and hopefully won't have any leaks.
I'm not getting wet. That's a good sign, JP.
Absolutely. Nobody's taking a shower today.
That's a winner.
So that's it. That hose is now fully certified as a DOT approved line.
It's ready to go on Moose's car. That's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
We made something from scratch today. And by we, I mean JP, but I'll take some credit.
Absolutely.
And I guess it's worth mentioning that you can make these lines in any length. So if I'm building a hot rod or doing something stupid with a Toyota Celica, I can get you to make a line for my specific application or length that I have in mind.
Absolutely. If you've invested in a big brake kit and possibly the lines on it failed or it didn't come with lines, I can go ahead and make a custom set of lines for you. If you have an application where maybe you've lifted your truck and the manufacturer's recommended having a 6-inch extension put into your hose, we can do that for you as well. If you are modifying your vehicle, possibly with a turbocharged system, and you need a turbo feed line, again, we can also go ahead and make those for you at the same time.
This is creeping around in here. What have you found?
Styling.
Look at that yellow steering wheel. Yes. That needs to go on the M3 for sure, huh?
Upside down, Moose. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Moose is not very good at reading.